Welcome to part 6 of our book formatting with Affinity tutorial series, and today we will discuss paragraph panel. We will cover alignment, text styles, spacing and tab stops. You need to understand these settings to control your text on the page with precision. Let's get to work. And the first thing that we see in paragraph panel is the text alignment. So let's check it. This button is left align, so our text will be aligned on the left side of the text frame and the right side will not be aligned, and center align. So as you see, our text, our paragraph will be aligned in the center. And one important thing here. Let's imagine that we have a short paragraph like this, for example. Okay. And we want to align it in the center. So let's imagine that this is something like a quote or dedication or anything else that we want to align in the center. We need to remove first line indent, okay, like this, and we cannot just leave it as is, as it's automatically aligned. The better thing is to adjust the form of the paragraph. So right now it doesn't have any form. The best thing is when the center aligned text forms something like a pyramid, like a triangle. Okay, let's try to do this. Let's line break here and maybe here and here. Okay, you see this paragraph looks much better, much more refined, and it's just more beautiful, and it's pleasant to look at this than at this, which has no form. Okay, let's delete this. And the next one is right align. It's the same as left align, but the text will be aligned on the right side. And we have justified text. This justified left means the paragraph is justified on the text frame, and the last line is justified left. So you can read it like justified last line left. You see, the last line goes to the left side, so this is the standard justification. We also have justified last line center. You see, the last line goes to the center. And we also have last line right, when the last line goes to the right. And we also have justified, and also the last line will be justified as well. You see how the words on the last line is stretched from the left side to the right side of the text frame. Another option to align is align towards the spine. This works right now. It looks like left align, but it's aligned towards the spine, so towards the gutter, the center of the book. If we apply this to this text on the left side, you see that now our text looks like right aligned, and we have aligned away from spine. So the text will be aligned away on the outer side of the frames. Let's move back to how it was. And this here is our text style. You see, we can choose different text styles from here, and we can also click this icon to update the current text style. So for example, if we said that this is our bullet for yes, and made some changes to it, like first line indentation, and then click this one, we see that our bullet, when we apply this to the next paragraph, it will be similar to what we have just saved. Okay, let's get back. And here you can create a new text style. And this text style will be similar to what you have selected or where your cursor is. So when you click New, you give it a name. You can control the fonts and so on. And this text style editor will be covered in another part that we dedicate exactly for text style editor. Below that we have spacing. So you remember, yes, leading is the height of the line. So this is the distance from one baseline to the next baseline inside the text. If we change it to 16 points, you see that the text jumps on the next line. It happens because we have our baseline exactly at 15 points, and one extra point in leading forces this line to jump on the next line. If we, for example, click on Align Baseline Grid to disable this behavior, we can see that now it's off the grid, right? Or 14, and it will be below the level of the baseline grid. Okay, let's bring it back. And in leading we have some different options. Let's disable the baseline grid here, set it to 15, and we can set the percent of the height of the font. Yes, so just some kind of a percentage amount. Or we can set at least some amount of the points that will be used for in leading. Or we can use multiples. And multiple means that we have multiples of the default leading size. So we have the default leading, that is a preference of the font designers. So they have set a specific amount of leading for their font, and we can have multiples of that. So if we set 1, so we see with 11 point, multiple 1 gives us 12.2. But we can also choose multiples of like 1.5 or 2 or any other number. And we can control the indentation. So left indent controls the indent of the whole paragraph. So the distance from the left side of the text frame to the text. So here we have 7 millimeters from the left side of the text frame to the text paragraph here. Let's set it to 0. And we have right indent, exactly as left indent, but on the right side. And we have space before. So if we set it at 1, since we have our baseline grid, it jumps to the next line. But let's disable this. And you can see that we added 1 point above this paragraph. We can increase it and it will go down. So we can go to 15 points and we see that we actually skipped one line of the text. And now this paragraph starts on the next baseline. And we have first line indent. Here it's 5.3 millimeters. As a rule, in typography and book formatting, the first line indentation should be equal to leading. So this field here also works as a converter. So you can write 15 points, click enter, and it shows us that it's 5.3 millimeters. So you don't have to go to some converter and manually convert 15 points to millimeters. Let's just try to convert 13 points. Great, now we have 10.6 millimeters. Okay, let's bring it back. And we have the last line outdent. So it is how much outdented the last line of the paragraph. And we almost never use this in a regular book. Let's look at these controls here. Space between same style adds the space between same style. Okay, so we have this same style, the same paragraph, and we can add space. It is useful with bullets and numbered lists. Here we have some space before and after. So for example, if here let's disable align to baseline. So on this paragraph we added, let's say, 10 points after, and on this paragraph we added 10 points before. Okay, you see that in sum it gives us 20 points between these two paragraphs. Okay, but if we disable this, it is less, because from the top paragraph to the bottom paragraph we have 10 points, and again from the bottom paragraph to the top paragraph we have 10 points, and they are not summed up. Okay, if we, for example, set it as 15, then we will have 15 points, yeah, because 15 is larger than 10 here. And use space before. As you remember, when we were designing our headings, we set it as always. So let's check. If we click it only between paragraphs, this will disappear, because in this case spaces appear only if we have paragraphs above it or below it. But since we want to bring the heading down, we should use always instead of only between paragraphs, or we can use only at column top. So if our paragraph is here, yes, let's say only at column top, and we say 15 points, it doesn't work because it's not at the top of the column or the text frame. And the next is use modern leading calculation. I do not recommend using this in book formatting, but just in short, what it does is that it uses the leading amount that was set by default in the font family or the font. So for example, let's make it default, and let's disable the baseline grid, and we see that it has changed. By default, this font has some specific amount of leading that is proportional to the font size. So for example, with 12 points, the leading amount is now higher, but if we decrease this, so it's different. But this amount is determined by the font itself, by how it was designed. But most of the time, this amount of leading is too tight for general books. And we have align to baseline grid. So as you probably already know, we have our baseline that is set for the whole book, for the whole spread. We can control it here, go to view and baseline grid. We can set any amount here. And align baseline to grid means that our text will be aligned on the grid. And whatever leading we set, so for example 13, it doesn't change here because it is less than our baseline grid, and the text is just placed on the baseline grid. But if we set it as 16, so the leading will be higher than the baseline grid, which forces the next line jump to the next baseline, because it cannot be placed just a little bit below the baseline grid. No, it must sit exactly on the grid. And we have a tab stop. The tab stop means, so for example, if we remove the indentation here and we have a tab here before this line. Just a remark, never use tab for the indentation, but let's imagine that for some reason we used the tab, and we can control the space in this tab. So currently it's 12.7. If we set it to 10, you see, now it's less. So the tab stop means the space from the left side of the text frame to the first line of the paragraph. In the next part, we will discuss justification and flow options.